Hello, I'm Hunter.
Hello, I'm Elsie.
And we are the BOPAS podcast. And today we are here interviewing
Connor Johnston.
How are we doing, everyone? Thank you, so kind, so kind.
It is a big pleasure to have you on. How's your day been so far?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Although I feel like both of my practice intros are already going smoother than this one. We'll start with a bit of a giggle. Yeah, no, like I said, everything has gone really well today, so can only go up from here.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so we're going to ask you a couple of questions, if that's okay
cool.
with you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I'll go first. Can you tell us about your journey into acting? Like, what inspired you to pursue in this career?
Yeah, for sure. So, actually, I remember I was just watching Spartacus, and I was just like, man, this is a sick show. And then I heard that it was shot here in New Zealand, and everyone said I was a couple of years too late for it, because it might have been something that would have been up my alley. But yeah, and I was like, I'll jump on it, do some extra work and worked on just a couple of shows and stuff, and I thought, oh, this is great, but I'd really want to be in front of the camera, and I have my own lines, and we jump in the minivan into the city from a TV shoot and take you out to the set, and the actors were running their slides and stuff in the van, and I was like, that's so cool. I want to get my own script, so yeah. Went from there.
Love that.
That's awesome.
Okay.
The second question is, what has been the most challenging role you've ever played, and how did you prepare for it?
Oh, to be honest, I haven't really had any particularly challenging roles. I think sometimes when you're first starting out, you got to play the roles that you get cast into and whatnot. Like some call it your commodity or whatever. And I think once you kind of get more established and stuff, then you might get the opportunity to do really exciting and challenging roles and things. And I mean, each thing had their own little challenge, and some of them I had to get more physically prepared for and stuff like that. Do some extra training, boxing training and things like this. But yeah, certainly nothing to worry about.
Yes, that is true.
Okay, so we saw that you were in Head High. Was that a fun experience?
Yeah, it was awesome. That was my first ever day on set, and I remember I was so nervous, and it was at the South Pacific Pictures in Henderson, where they do shorties and everything. And I fully went to the wrong place I was supposed to be. You're supposed to go to the unit base, and it's like a
This is a serious person off set laughing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know laughing. Is this a practice?
and usually you go to there's a little marquee, and you go in and sign yourself in and everything. And I ended up in the producer's office. There's a big board sitting around of people and looking flash, and I was like, oh god, I'm like an actor, and they're like, oh, you're supposed to be down there.
Supposed to be down there?
Yeah, but then someone that she went to the same drama school as I did, about a couple of years earlier, and she kind of had my back. When you're out on set, you do look out for people, especially that went to drama school. And she goes, that's all right, just come through here, you're all sweet. And she goes, oh, was it your first day? Oh. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, that was when I was doing the actors program in 2019. It was my first ever role, and a couple of us in the show, we got cast sort of just right toward the end of our studies. So that year went and did that, and managed to get that all wrapped up before we'd finished at drama school. So that was cool. And Kate McDermott is a writer for that. She actually came in to our class and teach us a writing block. Yeah. And we all developed our own shows and stuff, and that actually branched out into being our next project, which was something that me and a few of my friends started. We originally started writing it back in the actors program, and they sort of took it off from there and ended up getting funding and shot that. NZ on their funding and Radio New Zealand and stuff. So it was all seeds planted and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta fix my headphones.
Yeah, let's check it out.
There we go.
That one's all good.
All right.
The cord was wrapped around my neck. Okay.
Next
Here
question.
you go. This one. Number 4.
What has been your favorite role so far?
Well, I was thinking about this morning, and I was just like, well, to be honest, the first thing that came to my mind was when I just finished filming on a day on the set of My Life as Murder, and we'd just done the hectic scene where the waves were like really full on. We're shooting out in Piha, Muriwai Beach, and anyway, yeah, we finished. It was the one day I was a little bit like nervous for, and we finished it, and it was like the sunset, you know, and I was just driving along the Piha Ridge, and yeah, at that point it was really cool too because I just finished a couple of shows and then I was just in the middle of doing this one and I was just driving along and it was the most beautiful, like, you know, looking out in Piha. Have you guys been to Piha before?
Yeah, I have.
I haven't.
Oh right, yeah, it's cool. It just reminds me of going almost back in the past a little bit when you're driving through the roads, everything's all overgrown and there's little secret houses hidden away in the hills and yeah, the waves are just incredible. Like there's so many bays to look at and they're huge and the swell. It's not like here it's 2 or 3 waves. It's just doosh, 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 like you skimmed a rock. And it's just about 20 lines of waves going forever and ever. And yeah, and I was just listening to a mean song and I was like, this is one of the best moments of my life.
Yeah.
I said, if I can just work my butt off to get another opportunity like this, then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Okay, so you live here, not in Auckland. That's very cool. Lots of actors live here. Do you think it stops them getting work?
No, I think it's definitely a case by case basis for that one. So yeah, I couldn't sort of say, you know, but what I would say is that like you just gotta, you know, you still gotta create the opportunities for yourself, and you know you gotta if you're living down here, as long as you know you're readily available to be in Auckland, then it shouldn't really make much difference. You know, like for me, like if I get an opportunity, you know, for a callback, or obviously if I'm shooting, or you know, just a chance to be in the room with a great casting director for an awesome show, I'll be up there in a heartbeat. You know, because you want to get in the room as well, and that physical presence in the room, and meet them and see what they want, you know. But self-tapes are awesome as well. So if I'm really tied up with something, I might try to do a self-tape. But yeah, you got the facilities to do that, then it shouldn't really restrict you, I would say. So yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Okay. Number 6. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you share any advice for aspiring actors who are looking to break into the industry?
Yeah, so I think you know, the first thing you want to do is do some classes, like do some training, and you know, and then from there you can look to, you know, get represented. But I don't think it's worthwhile going out for an audition if you've never had any training, because well, you know, if you're a fresh face on the scene and they go, oh cool, I haven't seen this person, let's get them in for this and get them in for that, and if you're still coming across as quite green and not ready, then you know it might be a little while before they call you back in for something else, or you know, who knows. So I think, you know, you definitely want to do that training first, and then the other thing is everyone sort of says it, but it's like, you know, you do have to be in to win. You do have to have, you know, that ticket or whatever. So I think, you know, if you stay in the pool longer, then you're more likely to be there when opportunity arises. And if you're working hard and you get a bit of good luck, and then that timing happens at the same time, then, you know, anything could happen. So, yeah.
It's very nice. Okay. Can you share any funny or memorable behind-the-scenes moments from any of your works on the show?
For sure. No, this one was actually for the audition, though. And again, it was actually for my Life as Murder audition, and I was like, I was really like looking forward to the opportunity. You know, I think I got the script a couple of weeks before or whatever, and so I'd worked hard on it. You know, and I remember it was my brother's birthday on the Friday night, and it was his 21st birthday, like a big celebration. And I had the audition at Saturday morning in the city, you know. So I didn't even drink. I was sober D. I was just chilling, you know. I had it earlier as night, and then I like hopped up real early. I like had a workout, went over my script. I was working it on the way to Auckland with my acting coach. Like I did, you know, hands-free Zoom session, whatever, just going along. Anyway, I pull up to the casting office, and the curtains are all down and the windows are all turned off, and it's just like a Saturday in Auckland, and they're not there. And I was just like, what the heck? And then I put up my phone, and I just genuinely had the week wrong. I was 1 week too early. I was there at the exact same day and time, but 1 week too early. And oh man, I've done a lot to get prepared for that, and it was quite a frustrating thing, you know. To be honest, I just cried a little bit, and then I just jumped in my car and I turned around and went back and I said it had to be for a reason or whatever, you know. And I said, right, I've done so much prep on these scenes and stuff. Like I can't keep pounding. I'm just gonna let it just be, let it be for a week, and then I'll just come back up here. And it was definitely a new sense of confidence because it was almost like I felt like I had nothing to lose at that stage. Like I'd already gone up and done that, mucked around, for that weekend. So I just went up and I remember I was sitting there and it was Liz Mullane and Rachel Bullock was great casting directors, and I was just so it was a little bit intimidating being an up and coming actor. And I was sitting here and we were just talking, and I was talking about sort of things that were related to the TV series and whatnot. And then I remember they were just just stay right there. That looks great. And I was what, like this? And she's yeah, just stay right there. Just don't move. And then we'll go, action. And we just did it the scene just once, just like this. And then they're that was perfect, thank you. And then that was
just stay there. We're going to film you out of no context.
It just shows us great,
no
that stillness or whatever was great for that tone.
Perfect. Yeah.
So yeah, when you what you might be discussing about today, I thought about that instance, and then one thing I thought about was a funny one in relation to living down here as well. I was up in the city for my Punch audition, for the feature film for Punch. Yeah, I was up there doing that, and it was out west at that Corbin Estate Arts Centre or whatever, out Henderson. And I did the audition and whatever, in the morning, and I jumped in my car and I'm heading back. And it's about lunchtime. I'm coming through Natia, and I just ordered a coffee at the Z station, And then my agent calls me and they say, "Hey Connor, are you still in Auckland?" And I was just and they're because the casting directors would love to see you back now, but for a different character. And I was just "Oh, really?" And they're when can you be back? And I put in my maps, and this is going from Natia to all the way back out west, not just into the city. And it was 2.5 hours or something. And they were long as you're there by 3 p.m. And it was ETA 2:59 p.m. And I was I'll be there. And I just I grabbed my coffee and I just cracked a UE and just hooned it back out there. And it was one of the other best days of my life, because I remember I went in and, usually you just go sit in the waiting room with your slides or whatever. But I went in and they came out with the whole feature film script. And I'm here, we've marked out the pages where this new character is, just have a quick look at it. And then I had a quick look at it, and the next minute they were back out "Sorry guys, we'll just have a quick look at Connor here." And then I went in and it was awesome. And I remember on the email from my agent that said they do really want to work with people that are really great to get along with and set and great, have fun and all that kind of thing as well. And I knew that was a big part of it. So, keeping it cash, keeping it light, having a joke, but then obviously taking it seriously in the scene itself. And then by the time I was in the same place heading back from when I got the early call and they said I'd booked the role, I was oh yeah, sweet.
Yeah. That's
it
sounds like a lot of fun and a lot of work.
Yeah, it's so perfect because you're so excited when you're driving along as well,
Yeah.
Okay, you're on number 8.
Are there
You can do it.
Are there any upcoming projects or collaborations that you're excited about, and would you like to share with your fans?
Yeah, for sure. We just wrapped on a comedy film called Something in the Water at the end of last year, which will be out very shortly as well. So I'll send through the stuff about when it's going to be out and whatnot. So it's cool, first little comedy thing. So I've been really getting into my comedy stuff. And yeah, I'm also working on a couple of projects at the moment as well, and also in the writing and producing kind of side of things. And yeah, I've been writing a cool little film script that I'm really looking forward to getting to make happen, you know. So.
Yeah. That's cool.
Okay. So if people want to follow you on platforms, where would they go? What platforms do you
Yeah, I reckon like my Instagram is where I do most of my sort of acting, marketing or whatever.
I have Instagram too.
yeah. So that it's actually Connor J _545. So it's like CONNORJ.
Okay, go follow. It'll be down here on the screen.
Yeah. If you're in the film industry and you did want to see like maybe a video of something that I did or whatever, if you just type in Connor Johnston and then GCM, which is my agent, Gal Car Management, boom, it'll come up. And something that I was going to mention when we talked about when you first contacted me was that I recently found out about a good thing that you can do to get more exposure in other markets as well. And yeah, so do we have a minute to talk about that real quick? We run out of time.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. So yeah, anyway, a lot of the Australian stuff, it goes through online sites like Showcast and things. And what you can do is you can actually film a video, do a self-tape, and you can upload it to there so that casting directors across the pond can see you. And also, like I said before, with my agent, like it's on there as well. So depending on what your commodity is, I went in and I did a scene like a bit of a bad boy kind of scene. I did a bit of a rom-com kind of scene, and so whatever genre there are, they can click it and then see you acting a scene like a couple of weeks ago, see what you look like, check out your Aussie accent or whatever,
Aussie.
and then you can get an audition just like that. And that did actually happen just in the last couple of days, which was awesome too.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good thing to mention, as well.
Yeah, okay, so that is it for the
All right, cool.
questions, but now we have a couple of fun questions. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first, yes. What's your favorite color and why?
My favorite color and why?
Yes.
I just love blue because it reminds me of the ocean and the sky and everything. It's usually good vibes, like summer vibes,
Yeah,
Sure.
Your eyes are very blue.
Oh, wow.
they are. Like ice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Like ice.
They are like little ice.
Oh, here we go, another food one. If you could only eat one type of food forever, what would it be with no health problems from eating it?
Yeah, no help.
It would have to be that delicious chocolate orange thing.
Yes,
it's like an orange wrapped up in tin foil, and the
Yeah.
slices, you rip it off like an orange slice, and it's like chocolate flavored orange.
My auntie absolutely loves them. She's obsessed. She can't go a day without eating
We have
them.
to stock them up for the next podcast.
Yes.
Put them in a little bowl.
My mom loves them so much. If your life was a sitcom, what would the title be, and who would play you in the show?
If my life was a sitcom, okay, cool. All right. I reckon it would have to be like something about, he's like a basketballer or something, and something generic like that.
You
He's
like
really good at slam
basketball?
dunking.
Do you like? Yeah. Do you like basketball?
Yeah, I love basketball, Maybe it's something like, it's like a group of flatmates and they're all hanging out, and then, I was always the best basketballer, and one of the flatmates stole my role in the team, like the coach called
How
him up
dare
and I
he.
got benched. Yeah. That, something like a sitcom around that could be good, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'll have to get back to you on that. I have to do a bit of research, talk to my writing team,
Yeah.
How dare he? I can't believe he would steal your thing. I'm supposed to use some stuff, so I'm just going to randomly put in some stuff.
Wow.
Okay.
What?
If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be, and what would you name yourself? Yeah.
Oh, look, to be honest, there's so many great superpowers out there that would be amazing to have. So it's such a loaded question, I reckon I'll probably have to go for the classic of flying, so that I can... Actually, to be honest, I'm already super tall, so I can reach everything that I need to, so...
You're already
maybe-
very tall. You don't need to add
Yes.
extra
I
tallness.
don't think you're needed.
Maybe it'll be like an airbender.
An airbender? Are you an Avatar fan?
Maybe.
Like Avatar The Last Airbender
All
fan?
of that.
Yeah.
Of course.
That'd be awesome.
Right, we
Just
gotta
kinda
get an
whip it
applause
out
in here
of
for
nowhere.
that. We love Avatar inside of this.
Who doesn't love Avatar?
Yes, exactly.
My mates and I have been binging it lately, so they're all Fire Nation represent, and I'm an airbender.
Love that.
This is so nerdy. I can't believe I did this right at the end. I was looking so cool up until now.
No, Avatar is freaking amazing.
Avatar's cool.
Exactly. Go on.
It is cool.
do you,
Oh
wait,
my
do you want to
gosh.
sing with it? Go on.
Okay. If you had to create a signature dance move, what would it look like, and what would you name it? Signature dance move.
Really? Okay. Yeah, so what I would do is I would just, when you're like stretching out, so have I got to stand up for this, do I?
Sure,
You
go
can-
for it.
You're probably not
Go
going
for
to hear
it.
me if I do that, but what I'm thinking is it would be called the Conan the Barbarian. Because
Barbarian.
there used to be a move in rugby that we named after me that was called Conan the Barbarian, and I went into first five, and first five went into lock, And then after the scrum, I'd go right back and I'd run up and they'd give me a little short ball and I'd just run it like the smallest.
You're a very
player in their
sportsy
team.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
Is there a sports thing? This is the closest to a sports thing.
But yeah, so Conan the Barbarian, right? You grab your ankle, you hold it up like just like
Grab
you're doing a
your
stretch.
ankle?
Yeah, and you hold
I
it up like you're doing a
can't
stretch. And then
I
you do a
can't
jump
grab.
up and you do a full 360 turn around in the air. So it's just
I
like a
can't even
little
touch my toes.
No, I can't either.
spin. Oh, there you go. That is
Well,
my
I think it's meant for some other.
It's meant for flexible people.
Yes, like my sister.
Like my cousin. Okay, wait, there's one more question.
Okay, is
I'm gonna do it
wait.
inside of.
I'm just gonna do it in this. What's the weirdest or quirkiest talent you have that not many people
Know
would
about.
Yeah.
Is it still on?
No, I just definitely love messing around with accents and funny voices. Like me and my little brother just grew up doing we had our own language, you know, we just the most ridiculous sounds and everything. And I guess that's kind of turned into me doing accents and stuff. And I feel like there's little characters and things around the house, and everyone just knows that one's like an American accent and this one's like an Aussie one I do. And yeah, I don't know, it's fun and it's good practice as well. So.
Can you do an accent for us?
Yeah, can you?
To be honest, I think that my own voice is like a bit of a mix of a whole bunch of different accents as well. You know,
Yeah.
Love that.
just my
Self-confidence.
my flatmates from all around the world as well. So you know, like I'm getting a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it just kind of adds in as well. So,
That deserves an applause.
That deserves.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that is the end. Thank you so much for coming today and being on our show.
Yo, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate that. That was
Of course,
awesome.
it's been very fun. It's been such a great time. Okay, signing off. I'm Hunter,
I'm Elsie.
and we will see you later.